Today, I'm making my version of the afro-brazilian dish, caruru, which is essentially a shrimp and okra stew. I like the dish for its unique flavor combinations and for how it shows how black people around the world are connected. My version, is a big twist on the classic. The flavor and ingredients I use are similar, but the technique is way different. Traditional caruru features finely diced okra, which creates an oatmeal-like consistency. I wanted mine to be more gumbo-like. Let's check it out and get to cooking. I start with the sliced okra first, sauteing for a couple of minutes with vinegar to reduce the slime factor, then partially cooking them with water for about 5 minutes. Drain the okra well and set aside. Next up is basically what I'll start calling almost a roux. It's a mix of warm chicken stock and cassava flour. You're gonna have to work those forearms and stir it a lot. Like Bernie Mac say, stir it like coffee. Your forearms will be tired, or they should be. But that's important because you want the right consistency with the roux, right? And so now you can start sauteing your onions. And then this is where things get a little interesting. That African influence comes through with these nuts, cashews that is. African cuisine features a lot of nuts. George Washington Carver had it in his genes, I guess. That's a little Black History love for you if you didn't get it. Let this mix saute for about 10 minutes. Add some garlic, your seasoning along the way. For me, that's paprika, salt, pepper, dried thyme, and dried oregano. I add green seasoning as well. That's also not traditional, but I love blending in that Caribbean love. Just cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. Add your deveined shrimp. I like to leave tails on mine. Cook for only about 2 minutes as we don't want to overcook and get rubbery shrimp. Now I'm about ready to bring in the stock. So I'm gonna mix in the stock and maybe add a bit more of the seasoning that I started with. Again, I want kind of like those layered flavors in there. So I tend to mix a lot. For one, again, I like the layered flavors, but two, I want my shrimp to be cooked evenly so there are no cold spots when I bite into the shrimp. And three, I'm trying to perfect my consistency. I want it gravy-like at the end of the day. So now I think I'm ready to bring the okra back into the mix. Yeah, so we're at this point almost done. The okra is really like the last of the ingredients to come back in. If you have some palm oil, again, you want to add that kind of authentic African vibe to the dish. Add it here, just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way with this kind of oil. It's a lot of flavor there, but it's a pretty unique flavor, and you don't want it to overpower the rest of the dish when you add it. So keep it low profile, and you should be good to go. And that's it, really to the dish. Like I said, this is one that you can cook relatively fast. The biggest, time drain is literally like the chopping of the okra, the chopping of the onions, etc. But everything else cooks pretty fast, so your cooking time is actually pretty minimal, just a slight bit of prep time up front. That's it. This dish is really flavorful. It's got a really great aroma. Very similar to like how your kid smells when you're cooking gumbo during the season. It's the same kind of vibe, but just a different flavor ingredients. Texture is very, very much aligned to how you would do your gumbo. So that's it. If you like this dish, definitely give me some feedback. Particularly leave a like, comments. Most importantly, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button to get new recipes right to your inbox as I update my feed every single week with a new recipe. That's it. Thank you for joining and vibing with me. Peace out. Have a good one.